Pets. I have always had them. A lot of them. When most people say they have a lot of pets, they mean like 4 or 5, maybe even 10. Well, for me, I collect them like Pokemon cards. While I've had a varying group of pets most of my life, I had almost 20 at one time. Altogether, I've had 2 dogs, 7 cats, 3 hamsters, 3 lizards, 6 frogs, 1 hedgehog, 1 bunny, 1 tortoise, 3 fish, 2 mice, 2 rats, and a partridge in a pear tree. Okay, scratch that last part. But yeah, in total I've had over 30 pets.
Wow.
And I'm probably forgetting some I had when I was very little. Now, while I don't condone the stockpiling of animals like you would food before the apocalypse, pets are something that I and many others hold dear. Being responsible for another life, especially when you're young, is a huge deal and can really shape a person as they grow. I'm not going to bore you with all of the parental guidance stuff though. You know, the stuff that parents always say about getting an animal. It's a huge responsibility. They smell. They make a mess. No, you can't get an army of hamsters and take over the world. Who would feed them all and clean up after their poo? Yeah, the stuff that all parents say to deter their kids from getting a pet. Anyway, I'm going to tell you the story of some of I and my brother's first pets, our first 2 hamsters. When I was maybe 12 and my brother 6, my parents took us to the pet store to pick out 1 hamster each. I still remember looking in the box of hamsters. There were maybe 6 hamsters we could choose from. I immediately was drawn to the one running in the wheel. It seemed super hyper and very fast. I remember the pet store owner trying to get him out of the cage and having a hard time because he was so fast and ran all over the place. I named him Speedy for, well, obvious reasons. My brother chose the exact opposite of mine. His hamster was sitting in the corner, on its back, eating, surrounded by 3 other hamsters, which we were told were females. He was the ladies' hamster of the bunch, apparently. So my brother chose him, and the pet store owner had absolutely no problem getting him out whatsoever. I don't remember what we named him, so we'll just call him Chubbs, which honestly I don't think is too far off. So we brought them home and they lived a pretty happy life from then on out. Chubbs would just lay back and eat all day, while Speedy would run on the wheel and all around the cage. We did get them balls to roll around the house in, too. Speedy loved it and ran everywhere he could fit. When he'd get stuck, he'd turn around and run back. Chubbs did not move a muscle. He'd just lay in the ball and wait for us to put him back in the cage so he could eat more. Speedy sometimes would run around Chubbs in the ball and even bump into him to try and get him to move. Chubbs would roll, but only until he could find a place where he could get stuck, and then he'd just chill. He was smart enough to realize if Speedy couldn't move him out of a spot, then Speedy would just move on. They were funny hamsters, and although they were very different, they seemed to get along, or at least tolerate each other, which now that I'm older, I find as a good metaphor for life. Even though we may all be different, we can learn to get along, or at least tolerate one another. If you're a parent who feels like getting a pet is too much responsibility, remember there are a ton of different animals to choose from. Obviously, every animal is unique, and some take more work than others, so choose one that's a good fit for you and your family. Well, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, it would mean so much to me if you would like, subscribe, and share this video to all of your friends, especially to those people looking into getting pets, or have them already. If you liked the video, be sure to let me know in the comments and I'll tell you stories of my other pets in the future. That is, if you want to hear them. I'd also love to hear about the pets you have now or the pets you've had in the past. Tell me some stories in those comments, and as always, stay dorky.